Breaking news coming in the last couple of minutes as WWE Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative Shawn Michaels has confirmed the rumors are indeed true that former CMLL Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer, who only just competed at AEW and New Japan's Forbidden Door pay-per-view just a couple of weeks ago, has not only left CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling, but has indeed signed a contract with WWE and is on her way to the WWE Performance Center. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling, and this has been a breaking and developing news story that's really taken everyone by surprise today, really built up momentum, and now finally, seemingly, reached a conclusion in just the last few minutes, confirmed by WWE Hall of Famer himself, Shawn Michaels, of course, as I mentioned, the Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative, the man who oversees creative aspects of the NXT brand, where seemingly Stephanie Vaquer will be calling her home very, very soon. Now, let's start off with how this whole thing came to be today. While she came up short against Mercedes Moné at AEW and New Japan's Forbidden Door crossover pay-per-view, Stephanie Vaquer was a huge winner that night, winning over the Long Island crowd with her impressive performance. Her work was so good that reports soon began to emerge that both AEW and WWE were interested in bringing Vaquer in on a long-term contract. And just days later, the reality is now confirmed, and again, it's absolutely shocking. Now, in a press release earlier on today, CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling announced that Vaquer would be departing the promotions effective immediately, citing personal reasons. As a result, Vaquer is being stripped of her CMLL Women's and CMLL Women's Tag Team Championships and will not be competing at the CMLL/New Japan Pro Wrestling Fantastica Mania USA this weekend. She was scheduled to defend her title at the show. The match now will be a three-way match to crown a brand new CMLL Women's Champion, a match that will involve AEW star Willow Nightingale. Now, even with the personal reasons citation, many fans began to speculate that Vaquer's CMLL departure was proof she was heading towards either AEW or WWE. Now, later on in the day, or quite soon actually after this all began to break, Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp confirmed that Vaquer did indeed have talks with both All Elite Wrestling and WWE, and both companies maintained a strong interest. Now, very quickly, Fightful were able to confirm that she had not signed a contract with AEW or was even closing on a deal there in the promotion, though interest was conveyed to the former CMLL star. Fightful were told that WWE showed interest in Vaquer after her impressive Forbidden Door performance. Sources within AEW who were at the show last week actually believed she was likely headed to WWE, and indeed that is the case. Now, how can this all happen? Well, CMLL does have a precedent of allowing talents out of their deals when they've had big US offers, and it looks like this could be the case. Now, as I mentioned, this one developed very quickly today. It developed so much that Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp later reported that according to their sources, Stephanie Vaquer not only had signed a WWE contract, which we now know to be true, but also she was NXT bound and was actually even backstage at the NXT Heatwave Premium Live event in Canada just this past weekend, possibly to maybe even sign her contract at the time. In addition to that, Record Mexico, who published the original report on Vaquer receiving contract offers from both WWE and AEW, followed up their own reporting saying that Vaquer was set to sign with WWE. And as I mentioned, that then followed the reporting from Sean Ross Sapp, revealing via social media that the former CMLL Women's World Champion was in fact spotted backstage at NXT Heatwave on July 7 in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Vaquer herself has now publicly addressed her CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling departure for the first time, posting the following message on her Twitter account. She said, quote, "At this moment, I stop belonging to the ranks of CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Clarify, I am leaving through the big door. Forever grateful to the World Wrestling Council and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and in the best terms. From today, I vacate the CMLL Women's World Championship as well as the CMLL Women's World Couples Championship, Tag Team Championships, for which I offer an apology to the fans. For obvious reasons, I will not be present at the next shows, and I hope you can understand that the terms between companies are what led to this statement. With Mexico in my heart and with the commitment to represent Mexican wrestling wherever I go, infinite thanks to SR Salvador Luteroff for his good wishes and also to the unconditional support of my people and my colleagues. Thank you. Now, this has developed even further in just the last few minutes at the time recording this video, seemingly out of nowhere and confirming that indeed Vaquer is now headed to WWE, headed to NXT, headed to the Performance Center, WWE Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative, the head of NXT, WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels confirming on social media in a tweet which you can see on the screen right there on the right hand side of the screen, saying very simply, welcome to the WWE family, Steph Vaquer. See you in Orlando. Of course, Orlando being the site of the WWE Performance Center. So in the space of a day, this story has really snowballed. In the space of just less than 24 hours, we received a statement from CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling announcing that Stephanie Vaquer has removed herself from the rosters of both organizations, that she's been stripped of her CMLL Women's World Championship as well as CMLL Women's Tag Team Championship. We've then had rumors that she had contract offers with both WWE and AEW. We've then had reporting that Vaquer was backstage at the NXT Heatwave Premium Live event in Canada just over the weekend, and now we've got confirmation from Shawn Michaels himself that indeed she has signed a contract with WWE. She is on her way to WWE. Now, we don't know the finer details as to when she's going to be making her WWE debut. We don't know when she's expected to report to the WWE PC, but considering the pace of how everything's come together, it should go without too much of an expectation that she could be with the company very, very imminently. As I mentioned, Vaquer is now officially heading to WWE. Shawn Michaels has announced on social media that Stephanie Vaquer has signed with the company. Michaels welcomed Vaquer to the WWE family and said, see you in Orlando. I mentioned earlier on today that CMLL had announced that Vaquer would be departing the promotion and relinquishing all of her titles too. It is unknown currently when Vaquer will debut on WWE TV. The expectation would be that she'd be going to the NXT brand, considering that indeed it is Shawn Michaels that has made the announcement that she has signed her contract with the company. But this all begins with Vaquer competing at the AEW and New Japan Forbidden Door crossover pay-per-view, losing the New Japan Strong Women's Championship to Mercedes Moné just a couple of weeks ago. So in the space of just a couple of weeks, she has gone from competing in AEW, representing CMLL and New Japan Pro Wrestling, to now being under contract to WWE. This isn't really the first time this has happened too. We have seen a situation where Dragon Lee made appearances for AEW, was under contract to AAA, and ended up with WWE just a few weeks later. So it's the second instance of this happening. Do you think this will continue to happen in the future? What are your thoughts on how quickly things have come together today as well? What do you think the future is for Vaquer in WWE? Who do you expect her to face off against? And do you think this is a statement by WWE of just how quickly they can sign people and how quickly they're willing to pounce? And do you think it changes the dynamic of people that appear on AEW television, aren't under contract? Could it actually now be seen as an opportunity for some talents to get signed by WWE? Let me know your thoughts about it. Let me know your reaction to it in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.